Thank you for tuning into my channel, where I talk about my favorite thing in the world, voiceover. Today, we are going to be doing the last episode of this Voiceover 101 series. We've talked a lot about voiceover and a lot about your demo reels too. I'm excited to go on to our last episode because now we are going to be talking about health and wellness of a voiceover artist from the perspective of me, Sammy Avalos. Alright, so let's get started. Today we are going to start off with some healthy habits. You probably already know, maybe you don't. I will tell you about some healthy habits that I found to be very important to me. I was not doing all of them, only some of them at first, and now I'm feeling like my ability to deal with stress is a lot better. So let's get into more specifics. Okay, so the first one is physical movement. You don't have to work out. Maybe you like to. Me, I love to go running, but I also like to go walking and I like to dance. Not professionally, I kind of just wiggle around. But the point of this is any physical movement. It's good to walk around if you have in your house, a little machine thing that you could do, or you can do what I do. I go on YouTube when I want to do other workouts because I have a small area that I'm working with. Anyways, as long as you're moving your body, you could even just be doing this every once in a while. Put on your favorite song, jump around, do whatever. Kind of just move your body out because that helps your energy get, for me, it helps my energy get away from my mind and having so many different thoughts, and I can visualize it going through my body and I can imagine that it's leaving. So, makes sense to me. Maybe you understand? Maybe you can try it out. The other one is stretching. I think stretching is really important. It's kind of tied into the other one that we just talked about. Stretching is really good. Stretching for me sucked at first, to be honest, but then I practiced it and now it's kind of nice. You can even just do if you want to stretch with me. Okay, we could just do this one and then you can hold it for as long as you want and go like that. And then stretch. You're watching a video. Maybe this is not your first video. So we stretch a little bit like this and like this. So for me, especially when, like we talked about in the last episode about creating characters, this helped me a lot. Stretching, and it helped me when I'm writing and I'm being creative, I feel like my body or my spirit is kind of above me. So when I stretch and move around, I get more connected to my body. So that makes it more in tune, and I just feel more centered. Also, the other one is to eat. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. Eat whatever you want. The thing is, just eat. For me, as I mentioned a couple times, I am in recovery for an eating disorder. So, to me, someone saying, this could be like, oh, duh, obviously. To me, it's not. To me, I have to put reminders on my phone. For me, I use ChatGPT, and I write, oh, hello, I want to do my schedule, but can you remind me to eat? Because also, I get so hooked on what I'm doing, and time can fly by, and I realize that I haven't eaten in a minute, so I got to work on that. So we're just talking from my experience. I learned that I need to take care of myself and fuel my body. At the time, I was doing just mostly caffeine. So, we could talk about caffeine, sure. My notebook right here. So, I love caffeine. It's great. It's great. I love it, but if you have too much, it could be dehydrating. So keep that in mind. Do whatever you want. But let's go on to the next topic about being hydrated. So you can drink water. Sometimes water is great. Sometimes water is my favorite, but other times water is gross or water is boring and I really don't like it. So I'll notice that I'm drinking more juices, which is fine. But you get, for me, I get nice energy from having water consistently. I just think it's nice. And obviously, it's good for your voice. We're talking about voice actors, so it's good for your voice. And so water can be boring. So what you can do is you can put some fruit in there. You can put cucumbers in there. You can, I heard that if you put quartz in your water bottle, that's good. I guess a glass is better. I was at Barnes & Noble, and I'm going to save up for it. I saw this water bottle that had quartz crystal in it. So I'm all into that. I think that's really cool. So I heard that's awesome. Haven't done much research on it yet, though. Also, tea. Tea is really good. I love tea. Chamomile is my favorite when I'm recording because I'm get really, really excited, and I talk really fast when I'm really excited. So I get chamomile tea. I have some over here on my other table. And I also like to have green tea because it has caffeine. So talked about that. Also, we can, these next ones are actually going to bring us right into my favorite part that we're going to do in this episode. That might be quite a long one because it's going to be about mental health, which is my favorite thing to talk about. I love psychology. I love using what I've been through to help somebody else. So I'm not like gonna cure anything. But anyways, let's move on. So the next one that would bring it into a nice transition would be to meditate. So meditating can seem kind of difficult. For me, my mind is never quiet. So I focus on a mantra. If you would like, I could tell you the one that I always use. I had a psychiatrist back when I was probably 17, and I'm 31 now. So he taught me, and it's also in this book called Peace is Every Step by Thich Nhat Hanh, I think. It goes, breathing in, I calm my body, you breathe in, and breathing out, I smile. And there's science behind smiling. Dwelling in the present moment, this truly is a wonderful moment. So, I like to say that over and over and over. And then I notice that I start to become calmer. I notice that I could start focusing on my breath. And this goes right back into another topic. Breathing exercises are really good. For me, I have anxiety, so there's different types of breathing. I like the one when you breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds. That's a good one. So for me, I'll get so hyped up about something I'm writing, I'll forget to breathe, to be honest. So I have to just sometimes do breathing exercises. I notice that I'm stressed and I can't really figure out what from. I notice my body's just really tense. So breathing exercises can help release that too. Also, it's really important to rest and relax. For me, I have been, we'll just be honest, I've been to a lot of different treatment centers growing up in my life. So I feel like I'm constantly being late. I constantly have to make up for lost time. So I keep learning the same lesson over and over that you need to relax. And that's, for me, so much easier said than done. I've actually gotten books about it. I've actually researched it on Google Scholar because it's for me, doesn't make any sense to relax, but I've seen so many improvements in my life when I just listen to my therapist. My acting coach tells me to relax too. It's hard for me. I always want to just be learning and growing, but even you just have to take a rest. That's also physically too. So you just physically chill out, watch a movie, but mental rest. So maybe just for me, I have to trick myself into relaxing. So when my body is full of energy and my mind is a little drained, I'll do something like going for a walk. I'll do something like a little workout. But I also like to do stuff I clean too. But that's not really relaxing. See what I mean? I don't really know how to relax that well. But I can tell you what I've learned so far. I do things it's hard to explain sometimes. Other times I'll do my body is tired but my mind is active. So I'll do a set or something like that, or crochet. So it just kind of, you know yourself the best. If you are good at relaxing, that's really awesome. If you can leave me some comments and tell me any tips that you have, that'd be really great. So now moving on. I think that journaling is really important for my mental health because as a voice actor, when I write my own characters especially, or even if I'm given a script, I always put a part of my heart onto that. I put a part of something that I've been through, good but often bad, out into my voice and out into the universe. And yes, it's nice, and yes, it feels good, but it's also very taxing and draining. So it's important, just like we talked about, to relax for that. And journaling is what I was trying to think of earlier. Journaling is really, really helpful for that. Also, I think it's good to do creative writing because it doesn't always have to be about your characters. You could just write a story about whatever you want, or write a poem. I used to write poems all the time. Just write poems. Just write whatever. Make comic strips. You can do anything, you know? Do something in another art form. You don't always have to be full force into voice acting. You should actually go into other art forms too and get inspired by them. And that doesn't mean, like, I'm not saying you have to go learn an instrument. You have to go learn to cook. You have to learn to do whatever. That just means you can watch a movie you've never seen before. Listen to music you've never listened to. You can try new foods, maybe even cook new foods. Just think about, for our next topic, could be hobbies. I think it's really important to have hobbies because it's a good way to deal with stress and to focus your mind onto something that you love that's not tied to anything to do with your future or income or anything like that. So a lot of anxiety can be put upon something that's very important to me. So for me, I really like to think about my other stuff that I like, that I'm not trying to like make a career out of. Like, I really love to play guitar. I really love to play video games. I really love to write, which I just love to write silly anything. I love to read. Reading is really awesome. And then as you think more about this, how these things can actually go back into voice acting. For instance, music. That's going to remind you about rhythm and cadence and talking. And actually, you can learn a lot from silence too. The breaks within each beat. Okay, what about painting? Painting, you can just visually see something and your mind may want to come up with words for that, and then you can come up with a voice for it too. What about for me, playing guitar? For me, I love playing guitar because it really helps get my stress out. I really like being able to really push on the guitar strings really aggressively, but then hear this really beautiful, whimsical music when I pick the strings. So that's really nice. I also like to play the keyboard. I also think it's important to learn too. So for me, I do Duolingo. I'm learning Spanish because I'm half Mexican, so I'm trying to learn Spanish. Also, I really like ChatGPT, as I mentioned, because you can ask it to teach you anything. That's really cool. Obviously, books. Books are the best. You can go to Barnes & Noble. You don't have to buy them all. You can look around. Go to the library. You can, borrow books for free. So that's good. I think you can get audiobooks too. You could get audiobooks online. It's really good. I also really, really like to watch documentaries. I really want to voice over a documentary one day. That would be really cool. Also, it's good to have tied in with hobbies. Sometimes that could be your personal time. It's good to have time to be alone, to decompress, and to have time with yourself. And sometimes that's a little uncomfortable, but I think it's really important. So, yeah. Okay, so the next one is to have good coping skills. So I don't want to go all full-on therapist, but I love psychology. I really love I went to Barnes & Noble and I got a CBT workbook. I have been to therapy for a lot of my life, so with a lot of practice, coping skills become more instant in the moment. So you can practice new coping skills, like when you get stressed out. Here's one that I really like. You can get an orange and you can freeze it. And then when it's frozen, you can get it out and you can scratch it and get all your frustration out. And then you'll smell it, the citrus that naturally enhances your mood. And you'll also feel the cold, and you'll also feel the satisfaction of breaking something. So that's a good coping skill. Actually, journaling is a coping skill too. So that's why I do it all the time. So it's good to find healthy ways to relieve stress. Whether it's whatever you want, you know yourself best. If you're looking for new ideas, I really like to crochet. I like to do cross stitching. I really love to read. And I really love video games. I am trying to learn the next topic, like a work-life balance. I'm constantly really always wanting to learn something, and I'm starting to realize that when I don't take time to just have fun, I get really stressed out, and I notice that I get more anxiety attacks. So, talk to my therapist about it, and it's actually very important to have a work-life balance. So it's really good to have a social life because it's really good to have a support system. It's wonderful to be surrounded by people that really believe in you, people that will encourage you, people that will say, for me, I have one of my best friends, and I'll just say, I'm going to be famous. And she's like, oh, yeah, you are. So, thank you, Alex. So, it's really, really good to have people as an example for doing stuff like that for you. So, it's really nice. At first, it's hard to find a group of people. So, for me, I started kind of slow. So, it also includes family. You can have family involved in there too. And it's also good to hang out with everybody and stuff, but also balance that aspiration of being a voice actor. So it takes practice. Sometimes I do one too much of one than the other. So it just takes timing and how your energy levels are. It's good to be more in tune with how you feel. Part of my journaling, that when I feel stuck, I write, I feel physically this way, mentally or spiritually. So that's really good. There's also like good ways to release not only anxiety but anger and sadness. You feel it. You have to feel it. Otherwise, if I keep, I'm going to talk about myself. If I keep shoving it down, it's just going to come back even stronger, and I'll be even more upset. And I'll be tired from having shoved it down instead of ready to handle it. So, yeah. And maybe if you're like me, sometimes when I get too happy, I kind of tense up or freak out a little bit, and my body thinks it's an anxiety attack, but I'm actually just really happy. So you have to learn about your body too, and learn how to take care of it so you can take care of your mind. They'll take care of each other. And that will only help you in your voice acting career. So let's see. I have my notebook here that we talked about in my previous episode with all the brainstorming. One of the most important things that I will wrap this up with is positive affirmations and vivid visualizations and manifestations. So, I used to be super against positive affirmations. I thought it was dumb. I thought that people were telling me, I just thought it was so dumb. I honestly thought it was so stupid. Like, why would I say I am amazing? Like, that's stupid. I thought it's not stupid because I do that every day now, and I am a million times happier now. And it takes a lot of practice. So, as I mentioned in the previous episode, I started writing out like, you are amazing, you are strong, you are fascinating, so many things. And then it turned in, after reading that, at first I was like, okay, whatever, but who am I going to listen to most? Myself. Also, then from there, it transferred to, I am amazing, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am courageous. As you can see, well, I'm telling this to you, I have some confidence behind it because I truly believe it. Somebody could tell me, you are none of those things. And I'll say, oh, okay, but I won't believe it for a second. So, one really important thing is trusting yourself. And you can have doubts, but that doesn't mean that you're untrustworthy. And vivid visualizations was also mentioned in some of the voice acting books that I talked about in a previous episode. It's really good for me. I do it all the time. I'll close my eyes and I will imagine myself at the studio I record in the booth with the headphones on, with the music I chose playing up, me waiting for my time to start and going. And then I imagine myself, I really want to work on the tram at Universal Studios. So I'll just imagine myself there talking to everybody, just being really happy on the tram. And I could be at work, I could be at home, I could be doing laundry, but I imagine myself there and I can see myself there so vividly. I know it's going to happen. I don't care. It's going to happen. I'm a little delusional, and I think that's important. I think that's a good thing because if you never give up and you confidently believe in yourself and you put that out there that you are going to be a successful voiceover artist, it's going to happen. I absolutely believe in you. Yeah. Okay, so let me double check before we wrap up the last episode to see if I forgot anything. Yeah. Oh, I also find it helpful to have one area in my house for work, one area in my house for creativity, and one area in my house for relaxation. That doesn't mean that they can only happen in that area, but it helps my mind kind of separate and say, no, okay, I'm on my bed, so this is when I do my fun stuff. And I'm at my desk, so this is when I'm going to do my research. So it's really nice. And then I go out to the living room and say, oh, this is when I'm going to unwind. Everyone is different. Everyone's place is different. My sister really likes to go to the beach. So you just go wherever makes you happy, whenever you can. And just try to get out into nature too. All right, you guys. That was really fun. That was the last episode of my Voiceover 101 series. Please stay tuned to my channel though, because I love YouTube now, so I'm starting to make other videos too. So if you want, you can like and subscribe, and you can see me go to theme parks and go on a bunch of adventures and do some other cool stuff where we'll talk about voice acting and just really other fun stuff. Okay, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't seen my previous videos yet, please go check them out. It has a lot of really good information. I'm kind of sad that the last episode is over because I had a lot of fun talking with you guys. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. I would love to talk to you guys. Thank you. It's been fun.